Hello, in today's video of Where the Demon Lurks, we'll continue with Morris's route. You click open the door to Morris's office, your nose twitching as it's assaulted by the smell of old paper. Morris is lying on the sofa with a book in hand. Surrounding him is a minefield of open books. Beside the sofa are 3 open cans of energy drinks and instant coffee. Oh. The exorcist puts their book down and gets up. What's all this? I started early on the reading. All this is for getting into the underworld? Unfortunately, no. I've read through all of them and turned out nothing. This one seems promising, though. He raised a book titled Beyond Exorcism in front of you. So how can I help? He points to 3 unopened books stacked together on the floor. Mind looking into those? They may not be relevant, but I don't want to miss anything. Leave it to me. Do you want something to drink before we start? Nah, I'm good. Morris scrunches up, making room for you on the sofa. You gather the books in your arms. Despite being a 200-year-old being, you've never seen tomes like this before. The topmost book has a dark red cover. There's no title, only an insignia resembling a hot pot. You bring up the second book. It's bright blue with a gold embroidered title, Anatomy of Magic. The last book is the thinnest. Its once white cover has aged into a warm yellow. Flipping through, you see rips and cellophane tape on some of the pages. It gives the feeling that this book has been read a lot. Leaning back, you consider which book to start first. You open the book to the hot pot logo, finding it the most unassuming. You're quickly drawn to a black and white photo of a group of people. You count the people one by one. There are 7 in total. 5 sitting in the first row, then 5 standing behind. All of them wear solemn expressions at the camera. On face value, you think these people came from a costume party. The notable ones being a parrot lady in a cheongsam, a gecko dressed like a cowboy, bear in a lab coat, a striking lioness in a suit. Above the photo is a date. The date the photo was taken about 150 years ago. And beneath the photo you find a list of names. The next page has the same format, but the only familiar face is the lioness. She sits in the middle of the crowd. The people around her in this photo look younger, and that group was about double the size of the last one. With each page she ages. The cast around her rotate every few years until eventually she too is replaced with a male lion. You turn a page. The pictures are now fully colored. Reaching the latest page, you see it was taken 20 years ago. The group in the picture is a mix of adults and kids that look to be 12-year-olds. Touching the bottom right corner, there is a little boy squeezing his hands tightly together in front while looking at the floor. The way he stands at a distance from the rest in the picture troubles you. You peer past your book at the board, then back at the book. It looks like Morris, but his name isn't listed. There's nothing else in this book about entering the underworld. You stop reading. You look really cute in this album. Huh? Wait, that's an old Clam album? I thought I left it back at the monastery. Well, you can check that outside. We can check that outside. I know for a fact there's no mention of magic in it. Don't you want to keep this safe? It's like a family album. Morris sighs and his shoulders fall. It's a burden to hang on to. I just carry it around because it's tradition. In my clan, they give a photo album of every generation of members who lead a monastery. That's kind of nice. Like they want you to remember them. Can I ask why your name isn't listed here like the rest? Morris turns away while rubbing his fingers. Let's just say my family doesn't get along that well with the rest of them. Me being in that picture was the extent of their kindness. To my clan, I'm like an intern. I do the job of an exorcist, and I can use some of their resources, but if anyone asks, I'm not really a member of the exorcist home. Now that it stops me from using their name to get business though, you bite your lower lip. It's disheartening to hear Morris talk about being an outcast, but you don't feel qualified to comment. Morris seems to sense your worry as he buries his snout back into the book, and you do the same without another word. Anatomy of Magic. This one sounds good. Yeah, it's a beginner's textbook. We read it when we first start our training. Who makes these books anyways? The clan produces them. They have an entire building dedicated to printing and such. Why? Can't let the public know about the world of exorcism? That and mainly to avoid the other clans finding out our secrets. Whoa, rival clans? That's just like the episode of Butter Toast of Time. Unlike a TV show, the clans aren't rivals. Or maybe there is some rivalry, but what do you expect? Throughout centuries, each clan diverted from their common ancestry. They prefer to keep things within the family, so to speak. Let's see if your clan has anything special to help us out. You start reading. Using your amazing ability to avoid tedious work, you look through the summary of each chapter, skimming the pages. You take note of the stuff that feels important. Magic is an exorcist's arsenal in the war against demons and curses. While celestial beings and monsters may use magic, theirs is derived from a different source than that of regular people. Exorcism magic draws power from the soul, thus limiting its use, as the exorcist must avoid a complete burnout or even worse, permanent damage to themselves. Long introduction. Where's the good part? We skip ahead to the section on types of magic. While an exorcist may perform any type of exorcism magic, evidence suggests that each individual has their own type affinities. We dub these types exorcism arts. Elemental manipulation, conjure and alter the elements at the cost of soul energy, the first and oldest of the exorcism arts. Conjuring, after forming a contract with a demon, they can be summoned to do the exorcist's bidding. What demon is summoned or controlled depends on the exorcist's ability. You blink at the page a few times and flip through the rest of the book. There's no other mention of magic or the underworld. That's it? Just 2 moves? Dude, those 2 moves are hard to pull off. What do you expect us to do? I don't know. What's a spell to conjure a holy sword that dispels all evil, or the magic to summon a meteor to hit the earth? 1. Those sound like very overpowered moves. 2. We have exorcism tools to perform more complicated spells and rituals. All other spells we use are just an extension of the basic elemental spell. Each exorcist just adds their special spin on the move. Even then, it's not really practical to keep using something that actively drains your life force. Man, my image of an exorcist has been shattered yet again. Again? What was the first time? Did you forget what you did to the store? Yes, you're never going to let me forget that, are you? Nope. Alright, that's it for this book. Exorcism and magic. There's still an enigma to its demons. We don't know why they can use magic or what's the maximum extent of their abilities. Although I know no demon that fears these exorcists. Why would they, when they would just respond every time they're defeated? close the book. Let's see what you've got. The First Exorcist. Oh, this takes me back. He sits close to you and flips through the book in your hand. His beaming face hints at a more important story than what the book can tell. Looks like you've read this a lot. I did. Growing up, I asked my mom to read me this in bed if she wasn't working the graveyard shift at the hospital. Is that how you got interested in becoming an exorcist? Nah, I didn't even know they were real. Mom just said that this was a story handed down in our family. It was a shocker when I found out. Back then I thought I'd be a nurse like my mom, let her retire early so she didn't have to work so hard. Man, when I was 12, I wanted to be a jackhammer-wielding dinosaur hero. Where did that come from? It was on TV, okay? It was a show with a lot of dinosaur-themed superheroes. They looked cool. Boris raises an eyebrow and scoots back to his wisdom position of his book. Just be sure you run through all the books again before calling it quits. There's just nothing in any of these books that you can use now. Nothing, not a single bit about going to the underworld. Morris closes the book. That's okay, I have some ideas, so let's just get started. Help me clean up the books and move the chairs. You both make room in the office. The stuff and books are pushed away to the side. So what did you find? 3 options, but they are very hypothetical in nature. Beyond Exorcisms, a collection of short stories written by exorcists from every clan. Those who have truly experienced the bizarreness of the bizarre. That or they have talents that have yet to be replicated by others. I found 3 methods, two of which we can perform on our own. Do not. In one of the stories, an exorcist summoned a demon and made it take them into the underworld to chase the soul of a friend who died. They didn't make it far before heading back, maybe because the exorcist made peace with the friend's death. They're not really going to summon a demon here. They're after me. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. I'll summon a little swamp, tug his tail a little, and it'll be begging to help us. You're glad the exorcist's casual plan, despite his reassurance, you can't shake the feeling that things could go wrong quickly. If you don't mind, I'm going to hide behind your desk while you try this. You're going to miss the soul. Thanks, but I can live with that. You walk over to the exorcist's desk and duck down. You peek your head around the corner to watch Morris. The cocky boy winks back at you, and you give him a shaky thumbs up. Let it rip. Morris claps his hands together. He brings his arms upwards and stands still. You peer at him intently. The boy throws his hip in your direction. Your eyes widen. No way. Morris shakes his hips side to side, picking up speed and motion. He throws his hands in the air in a graceful motion, forming patterns with his hands. Wow, that boy sure can dance. He pivots around the room and ends with a spin and a stab of his finger. That's God! A red magic circle forms on the floor in front of Morris. You circle your breath as anticipation builds. Who will appear? Still nothing. I said, that's God. You hear a male voice cough. Their cool feminine voice emanates from the circle. The demon you're trying to reach is currently unavailable. Please try again later. What? Quit fooling around. Why does the demon even have a voicemail system? The demon I heard you cough. Ugh. You hear the clunk of a tape recorder being paused. Leave me alone, I'm not interested in whatever you're selling, even if it's leg-mounted shotguns. Selling? Hello, you're supposed to show up here and do my bidding. No one has time for that chump. My supervisor has me by the balls to keep the flow of souls through this river of poison. I ain't moving from my post for anything. Not even for a juicy sacrifice? Hey, get off that summoning circle. Get back to work, you loaf. Damn it, see what you did? I'm coming. They'll get your tail in a bunch. The master circle flashes before breaking away. Morris hangs his head low. You okay? So you had to see that. Usually they answer the call. I wonder if the other exorcists are having the same problem. It sounds like a mess down there. I wouldn't be surprised. Ben Drake. Time for Plan B. Which is, according to the book, there was an exorcist who studied under a monk on how to improve their understanding of the soul. The exorcist discovered that through a specific kind of meditation, they were able to project themselves into the underworld. Their account was confined through an interview with a demon under their contract. Interesting. So, because the underworld is a world of souls, you would be able to interact with the things there while in a spiritual form. Morris raising an eyebrow. I assume. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping too. Though this sounds pretty complex. Hang on a minute. Just because you can leave your body doesn't mean King can. How's this going to help us bring him back? Well, I could always find one of the old paths that connected the underworld to Earth. Paths. Where did these paths come from? They were always there since the time of Heracles or Orpheus. Heracles or Orpheus. The name sparked your memory. It was while you were ill as a young demon. Your father was there to read you stories about a version of the underworld that seemed almost fantastical, where these criminals would continuously invade the underworld just to get people out of it. The poor demon lords back then, having to deal with people tricking them and making their life so difficult. You get goosebumps thinking back about those stories. But aren't those just stories? Fictions to some, history to us. Besides, we don't have that many options. Alright, so what do we have to do? It's more what I need to do. Have you ever tried meditation? Not my thing. I mean, I heard of it back when I was working my old job, but I never had the time to, sit and breathe. I just played games instead. Understandable. It's not something people can do on a whim. Usually it's about concentrating on your senses and allowing yourself to accept every sensation that you experience, be it positive or negative. For exorcists, we're taught something a little different. We have to listen for the sound of our soul. Huh? I know it sounds vague, but that's because we're still learning what a soul is. Any 2-bit exorcist can use their tools and method by exhausting their soul. But Grandmaster liked to tell us that real exorcists can resonate with the sound of soul, and awaken the greater power. Whoa, so you've mastered meditation? No, I failed my meditation classes. Sorry, how does one fail at meditation? It's hard to find peace, okay? I have a lot on my mind. So, should we skip this one? No, we got to try it. Play some random online meditation track for me. Let's see if I can pull it off. Alright. Morris sits cross-legged on the floor. He closes his eyes and breathes deeply. Meanwhile, you stand in front of the board with your phone in hand. After a quick search, you played the first meditation track and the results. Welcome to Meditation 101. I'm Maddie. I'll be your personal guide to this wellness journey. You might not be able to tell, but I've only had 4 hours of sleep, but my fur is shiny as always thanks to my top-of-the-line secret queen. You can buy my range of wellness products at Skip it. You jump ahead to the timestamp where it begins. Begin by taking deep, slow breaths while you meditate to the sounds of the ocean. The sound of crashing waves and blowing winds emanates from your device. Morris takes a deep breath in through his nostrils and out his mouth. He breathed slowly. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep. Having trouble with body odor? Try the new walrus gum. Oh, sorry, ads. You quickly click the skip ad button. Tranquility returns. You stand and watch Morris trying to meditate. Seconds tick by. Beads of sweat tickle down the boy's face. His right cheek twitches as though an invisible hand is pulling at it. The fur on your back stands on end. Hang on a minute. You squint as you make out some strange, ghostly aura emanating off of Morris's body. What? You swear that for a brief moment the fur around Morris's bandaged arm grows longer. Rubbing your eyes, you realize nothing has changed. Morris's eyes startle open. He's breathing as erratic as he gets up. You try to reach out to him, but he waves you away. I'm okay. Are you sure? You look like you were going to have a panic attack. I'm fine, honest. That didn't look fine. What happened? Morris wipes the sweat off his face. It's nothing. You see how I can fail meditation? I tried to reach tranquility, and I took a detour to a mirror when I last had food poisoning. Can't seem to keep the focus up for long. Alright, then, should I be worried that I saw some things coming out of you? What do you mean? I don't know. I thought I saw something emerging, or your hand was transforming. Morris looks at you with deadpan eyes. Sound like someone's tucked us out. Your eyes must be playing tricks on you. Oh, maybe I guess. Uneasiness weighs upon your chest, but you put it aside. There is still a need to establish a plan to reach the underworld. Are we going to try again? He shakes his head. Come on, I don't want to be mean, but we can't just try something once and let it go just like that. Be my guest, you can try it too. Me? Yeah, you can see ghosts and my magic correct. Some part of you probably has access to the same spiritual powers we exorcists have. Well, with a little training, you could do magic like me too. Go. Sure, I guess. Sure I can, I guess. So here. He grabs your shoulders and pushes you down on the floor. What am I supposed to do? Simple, just breathe slowly and listen. Listen for the sound of your soul. How do I know what that sounds like? You don't. Not until you try it. Shout now. Close your eyes and breathe. Okay. You close your eyes. Just breathe deeply. Focus only on the sound of your breath. Slowly. Let go of any other sound. This is ridiculous. It's like asking me to do a game speed run on my first try. Breathe in and out. Whatever, at least he's not suspecting anything. Slowly, let go of your sensations. Yeah, well, I'm sensing the floor pressing up into my big behind. You take slow, deep breaths and try to do as the exorcist says. That, unbeknownst to you, you've lost touch with his voice. A feeling creeps up inside you, an uneasiness you've known too long. Fear's cold, bony hand touches you by the shoulder, and a memory slowly unravels within your mind. Pa, I don't think I want to go on a company tour. Why not? You always loved the company tour. Maybe when I was just a hatchling, but I'm too old for that. Son, you'll never be too old to see your company. It's a living, breathing being, always changing, and soon enough you'll be the one to bring that change. I don't know, Pa. I'm not even sure I want this job anymore. Where did that come from? What do you do then? I was thinking maybe I'd be a professional soul tennis player. Soul tennis? Yeah, it's this new game where you take a soul and beat them back and forth like tennis. Son, is there something you're not telling me? Pa, I'm scared. Don't be, son. You've been trained by the best. If you're anything like your old man, you'll nail it. Now come on. There are people I want you to meet. Who? Come. Your hair hurts like it's in a vice grip. When did this happen? I don't remember any of this. Wake up. What's the sudden slap sends you toppling to the ground? What the hell, Morris? Had to do it. You looked like you were in a nightmare and thought you really ended up in the underworld. No, I was remembering. Wait, what was I remembering? You looked towards your confused companion. How should I know? It was the left side of his face. I think this is enough trying, don't you think? Yeah, I suppose so. Your mind remains a little foggy after that bizarre experience. You can't seem to recall what the memory was. Well then, what's your last option? The last is also the hardest. We have to find what's called an underworld gate. Pardon? It's a disgusting structure. No one knows how people got their hands on how to build one, but one way or another someone always finds a way. There's more than one record of our clan putting a stop to those who try to open underworld gates. And not suggest we build one ourselves. No, not if I really want to be permanently blacklisted by the Exorcist house. Instead, I know someone who might know where we can find one. Wait, let's go then. Easy now. As embarrassing as it is to admit, I'm dead tired after all that reading today. And I think it would be safer if you didn't come along for this part. What? If this is about saving King, you want to know what we're doing. I'm saying this for your safety. The person I'm talking to works for people you'd rather not be associated with. Please, just let me handle this. He crossed your arms in a huff. No. He seemed to shrink before your eyes, hanging his head low and gripping his left arm. He slowly looks you in the eye. Fine, don't say I didn't warn you, but if you want to come, you have to obey this one rule. More steps closer to you. The board points at your face. Play along with everything I say, no doubt. Just yes, all the way. This is for your safety. Okay, you're not going to tell me what you're going to say? My brain is on the fritz right now, so I'll save that information for tomorrow. We'll have to meet my guy late in the evening. Damn, I have the night shift tomorrow, so I should be able to switch it with someone. You go do that. Now come on. I should escort you home and close shop for the day. Nah, it's cool, man. You rest. I'm sure I can make it home in one piece. Then at least take this charm. I made it especially for you. Might not be able to destroy a demon, but it'll give you protection if you're in danger. The exorcist hands you a charm made of yellow paper. You pocket the item. See you tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. The boy rubs his bandaged hand as he leads you to the door. Your walk back home is preoccupied by you studying the charm in hand. It brings back bittersweet memories of the last sleepover. Your regret turns to anger at the thought of eventually harming your friend. Clutching the charm tightly, you steal your resolve for whatever comes next as you return home to rest. The next day you hurry to work, eager to get things done and meet Morris's content. Today is more promotion work. Thankfully, excitement for the merchandise has died out. In between making sales, you use your free time to go over King's manual. To your surprise, he took the liberty to fill the manual with pictures of himself doing the job. You wonder how long he planned this manual. However, you find yourself stuck trying to understand the sales data section on improving sales in the store. The concentration isn't helped by thoughts about how tonight's meeting will go down. Your imagination takes hold of you as you imagine what terrible things could happen later. Despite this, your day goes on. Come closing time, Morris is a few minutes late to meet you. The clumping sound of his feet instantly draws your attention before you see him approaching. Hey, sorry for not texting you earlier. I was having issues with my watch. Do you have a phone to tell time? Technically, I do, but this watch is important to me. It's something magical, isn't it? What does it do? Yeah, it tells time, and look, it even has a date function. He shows you his watch. The face is as ordinary as any other watch, with a small box indicating the date right next to the number 3. The only thing of note is that the watch has a slot above the number 12. There you find a small cylindrical battery. It glows a familiar faint blue, but is slowly dying out. Your watch is dying, I think. It's like 10 minutes slow. He puts his wrist away. Exactly, that's why our meeting tonight needs to go off without a hitch. So what's with the room? Well, duh, you said we're meeting a dangerous person. What do you expect to do with that? Sweep him to death? Baby. Just leave it. There'll definitely be dangerous if you bring that along. Fine. You leave the room behind inside the store before rejoining Morris. So the person who knows where the underworld gate is located also sells watch batteries? Convenient night. Now let's walk and talk. Morris takes the lead. You follow beside him to discuss a plan for dealing with this mysterious person. Alright, the person we're meeting is Jen. They work for the Rings. The Rings, that's like that group of dwarves that went to throw a ring into a volcano, isn't it? No, that's the Union of the Rings. And those weren't dwarves in the movie, at least not all of them. They have no relation to this. Hold up, the gang that has the police eating out of their hands, the gang that terrorizes the businesses here, that gang? Yes. There are connections to magic? Yes, but that's not important. When the conversation starts, I'll introduce you as my assistant. An assistant? Can you give me a cooler backstory? Like I'm an orphan that just awakened to amazing demon-slaying powers and No, you're just an assistant. Even remembering that much is a hassle. Right, sorry, just trying to keep things positive. I don't do so well under pressure. Really, I think you're doing fine for a guy that's been chased by demons. This reminds me, do not bring up demons around them. I don't want Jen to be spooked. Weird, bro, okay. And really? I look relaxed here? Not relaxed per se, but at least you're not falling apart. I think I fall apart pretty easily. Probably why I ended up in this mess. You sigh and look out onto the road until you feel a strong pat on your back. Don't break this yet, okay? We just begun. Plus, it'll be a funny story to tell your kids when you say king. He flashes a confident smile at you. You can't help but smile back at him. That'll be the day. Hey kids, want to hear how your Uncle King got sent to the underworld? Yeah, want to see me do it to your kids? Ha, dude. You serve him in the arm, and the two of you continue your journey to meet Jen, making an idle conversation along the way. The sun sets by the time you both arrive at a deserted housing area. Mosquitoes buzz about annoyingly, trying to get a bite of you. After several turns, Morris stops in front of an empty can. A dim street light washes over you both. We're here. You look around for Morris's friend, but there's no one. The boy bends down to pick up the can. He rolls the side of the can. What are you doing? Morris doesn't answer and continues rubbing. Hello. Your foot stands on end when a brown snake appears beside Morris seemingly out of nowhere. Stranger danger. Morris raises a hand to let you know not to approach. You've been sneaked up upon before, but this time it feels entirely different. You don't trust a trench coat wearing snake, even if they look like they have been living outside for their whole life. Jen, Morris, you know I don't appreciate it when you reschedule appointments. Please, you got nothing going on. Au contraire, I usually have a long soak in the bath on these nights. Hey, guess when you're desperate enough, even a drum barrel would do for a bath. The snake scowls. Hello, I think we haven't addressed the issue of the snake appearing out of nowhere. What's this little morsel here? Trying to pawn him off to settle your bill, Morris? Depends. How much can I get for him? Morris. I'm joking. That lion is my apprentice. Someone's coming to money. No, he's working for free. I suppose you get what you pay for. The snake slithers towards you. Its ferocious-looking eyes seem to be sizing you up, as though they were determining if you're worth eating. I'm surprised anyone could stand your awful stench enough to even work with you, Morris. Hey, he smells just fine. And don't you call me cheap. Jen ignores you. So does this new one know about our little arrangement? I never tell. Oh, Morris, how cruel you to keep your little friend in the saddles. Jen, you go, uncertain about what this snake is going on about. A massive bone-chilling smile creeps across Jen's face. Jen. The snake leans back without taking their eyes off of you. Sure, this little piggy must have told you when he hired you. Jen's forked tongue darts out playfully. Working with him means working with monsters. Suddenly, their face breaks apart through a layer of static as though they have shed their entire form. Ah! The snake's laughter chills you to the bone. You try to step back when Jen's neck stretches out and wraps itself around your legs. Their hand meets you with a wide open smile. Boo! Ah! You frantically try to retreat but trip on the snake's neck. Without an inch of grace, you roll over on the road, landing on your back. Jen continues to laugh as their neck slithers back in place. They stand triumphantly over you, their entire body now transformed. You're breathing rapidly, unable to calm down after the scare. Oh, you scared little pussy cat, ready to run home to mommy and tell her you saw a big bad snake. You scowl and get back on your feet. Morris rushes over and pulls you to his side. While you stand beside the boy, you flip the snake off. Your mind is reeling from what you are seeing. This creature smells neither celestial nor mortal, but something completely different. The only creatures you know capable of magic like this have been thought to be long wiped out by your father, mythical creatures. Still, you keep your silence. You're more concerned about what Morris has to do with them. Are you done? I came here to do business, not to watch you scare someone like a haunted house attraction. Yes, your precious watch batteries, whatever little toys you exorcists need. The snake tosses a paper bag to the board. Morris is quick to inspect its contents. What the hell? There are 6 batteries here? Our deal was 8. What can I say? The economy's no good. Mr. K wants us to focus our resources on the family's needs. He's trying to strong-arm me into joining you lot, isn't he? I wouldn't really know. I don't take any particular interest in the affairs of mortals. Now leave me to my relaxation. We'll be out of your non-existent hair after you answer this. We need information on something called an underworld gate. Ring any bells? Jen caught an eyebrow. Who's asking? Me. Moore's. Information such as that comes at a hefty price. The snake saunters up to Moore's, placing a long finger upon the boy's chin and puts it up to look the snake in the eyes. What's your price? Oh ho ho. You don't know how badly I always wanted to hear you say that? And I have just a job for you. If you want information on an underworld gate, you'll need to help me settle a little pest problem. My time. The spell said about time to have detected the presence of a demon. Mr. K wanted me to deal with it. But I'm sure you'll do just fine. You go stiff at the mention of a demon. Was your cover blown? You sure it isn't a false alarm? That only happened once 2 years ago. This time it's real. The alarms won't stop going off. Find that demon, get rid of it. And let her outside believe that it isn't you. All this just for some information. You can do better than that. Then you can have your 2 remaining batteries. Happy? It's still a wild deal. Take it or leave it. Morris turns to you. Contemplating the situation, you see little alternatives in the moment. You reluctantly nod. Morris nods back and turns to the snake. Fine, but you try anything to reason out of this. I know where your lamp is. Oh, Morris, have a little faith. With a snap of his fingers, the snake disappears in a puff of black smoke. Morris turns and signals to you to leave. You both quickly make your way out of the area. Once at a safe distance, Morris breaks the silence. So, it looks like we're demon hunting. You punch him in the arm. Oh, what's that for? Don't think I forgot about trying to sell me off as a joke. They can mess people up. Alright, I'm sorry. Also, you punch him again in the same spot. Hey, where is it now? That's for not telling me you're working with a bunch of myth monsters. Now rolled into two. You're the one that insisted on coming. What could I have done? You think I could tell just anyone? Hey, I have a side job working for a bunch of monsters. I know, Jen. The entire time they were messing with you, they were looking for your reaction. If they thought you weren't genuine, they suspect me of blabbing, and then it's off with my head. You bite your lower lip and cross your arms in frustration. Again, I'm sorry. I'm not exactly proud of the fact that I'm on their leash. He slows down and averts his gaze. Why don't you quit? That snake was an ass. Let's just say I'm working my way towards higher goals besides being stuck in a job you don't like to survive that's life. Besides being stuck in a job you don't like to survive that's life. A terrible one, I say. Now, focus. We're not done yet. There's a demon in town looking for you, most likely. Crap, I nearly forgot about that. You remember how the demon in the store attacked you? Yeah, it took over someone's body. That checks out. It's the most common way demons travel Earth. We'll have to lure it to us. How? Simple. Morris leans in, his nose almost brushing against the side of your face. You flush red instantly. Morris, hold still. He pisses your mane and gives it a good yank. Yeah. You grab your head while wandering about in agony. He separates a few strands of hair and sets the rest on the ground. There. This will do for the spell. Morris, you jerk. It'll go back. Roll the part of your head that he pulled from. I swear if there's a bald spot. It's fine. You're still as cute as ever. Somehow getting called cute helps to take your mind off the pain. I use this to set a trail. The demon will then end up in a booby trap area. Bam, job's done. Sounds simple enough. The best thing in the world usually are. And look, we've reached your place. Your dimly lit apartment building comes into view. You look towards your companion once more as you stand at the entrance to your apartment. Want to come in for something to drink? Nah, I've got to get this done. I'll see you when I have something. If all goes well, we'll have the info we need tomorrow. The way he puffs out his chest fills you with reassurance. Be safe. I will. With that, you both part ways for the night. You have the morning off from work, so you spend the time doing your chores, cooking and browsing the internet, most of that last one. During the time you check your phone, there are no messages from anyone. At night, you head to work and all is peaceful. Come to the end of yourself, you step outside to the clear morning day. You take a deep breath of that crisp air. I wonder if I should call more. Kobu. Huh? You turn to the left to see Morris rushing frantically towards you. He's panting like an animal starved from air. You're safe, thank goodness. Morris, what's wrong? It's a trap. It went off yesterday, but there was nobody there when I went to search for the demon's host. What? Your muscles tense. The freelancer is still in hot pursuit. Quick, we need to get you to your apartment. He grabs you by your hand and you're forced to keep up with him. You run as hard as your feet can carry you. Run against the morning traffic and all those who are aware of the threat you're escaping from. Now, so passes by on foot. But that doesn't make you feel secure. You can't stop looking around for your foe. Your thoughts run over what to do if you encounter them. Morris turns into an alleyway that connects to the street you usually take to work. It's a narrow place away from crowds. You both stop the instant you step out of the alley. A tall, burly person stands in your way. You're quick to see through the mortal facade. It's a demon. Morris. I know. Damn, this one's good at hiding his demonic presence. I am Asaroth. Yeah, well, you're too early for Halloween, bub. The boy conjures two magic circles above his heads and hurls two fireballs at the demon. A blast hit. A tower of fire erupts from where your foe stands. At last, even after the flames die out, the freelancer is still standing, barely a scratch from the look of things. A mental torture demon. It didn't work. What are we going to do? He's going to make his move. I come to kill Kobu. Surrender him to me and no harm will. You and Morris look at each other. You best let them finish what they want to say. Here. Come to you, mortal. Excuse me? Asaroth, was it? The record points for a memory of who this demon is, but nothing comes to mind. You see you want to do this? No shame in just walking back and telling your boss you failed. I will not fail. Use of powers have been permitted. What? Your whole body tenses up as you ready yourself for a fight. Powers, eh? So what's your trick? My power is... I'm sorry, but can you speak faster? I'm sorry, but can you please speak faster? Okay. This is me going fast. Morris shakes his head. But Kobu's right. You better hightail it out here. You're not getting my customer. You are helping him. Knox told me there would be problems. Were you the one who made the traps? Yeah, I don't know how you escaped them, but I got a lot more where that came from. Last chance, bub. Walk away. Morris raises his fist up in a fighting stance. I didn't escape. I saw someone put in so much work to set up the traps. I didn't want them to be disappointed, so I stepped on the trap. I Morris puts a finger to his lips. He appears unsure about what to say. Okay, now I'm mad and embarrassed, but I'm sticking with mad so I can throttle you. Then your fate is sealed. Know that I do this not out of malice. Don't give me that. I'm just following orders, bull. This job is my chance to free my friend. You don't know what it's like in the underworld now. So many hours of work, never ending. I can't even see them anymore. I'll finish this. For them. Asaroth approaches. Watch out! Morris pulls out several small yellow papers and sends them flying to the demon. Asaroth punches the air and talismans are set off Horace landing on the road with no effect. He continues his approach. What are you doing, Kobu? One! Morris continues to launch his magic at the foe, but it does very little to stop its march. But you fear leaving Morris alone will spell his doom, but the longer you stay, the more you put your life in danger. Alright. In the brief moments you consider your choice, everything seems to squeeze to a halt, as though you're frozen in time. Your pupil turns to the side. Somehow the demon is now right in front of Morris. The demon lands a punch square into Morris' stomach. What? How did he? Your view of Morris is obscured by your foe, who is now in front of you. His fist meets your face. The blow hits like a time bullet, sending you flying in Morris' direction. A slide across the tarmac, the mind-numbing pain spreading throughout your face. You cover your mouth, half expecting that your jaw has been ripped off, but no, it's still intact. Morris, though, groaning, pulls himself back up. You take his hand and get on your feet. Damn it, he's fast and super strong. What the hell? That ant's taunting us by acting slow. Asaroth saunters at a snail's pace. This is no taunt. This is just how I walk. I am not a very fast demon, so I like to take my time. My friend knows that about me, so they would wait for me to finish my meals. In fact, back in the underworld, every soul slows down for me. They are so kind, just waiting there, forever and ever. If you're not going fast, that means you're slowing us down somehow. Yes, here, my powers are simple. Everyone has doubts. I simply extend that period where you can't help but think and wonder what to do, thereby slowing you down. It can't be that easy. Why would you just give away your attack? Maybe I am lying. Maybe I am not. Which is it? Morris gasped. It happens again. Your body's gripped by a oppressive force and everything slows down. Astaroth, what's this for you? Ready to throw a punch. He's too fast to stop. You will your hands to block the incoming attack, but it seems to take forever for you to even make a finger. The punch doesn't come. Instead, Astaroth grabs you by the collar of your shirt and slams you into Morris at a tremendous force. You both stumble further back. Morris lets out a war cry and goes on the offensive. He charges at the foe, casting spell after spell. Balls of various elements, earth, wind, fire, fly, and smash into the demon, but they have as much impact as a slightly fast tennis ball. Morris closes the distance with the foe. He starts throwing punches with rocks forming around his hands like a glove, but Astaroth calmly swipes his attacks away. You can't make heads or tails of Morris' plan. The board seems to use whatever that he can think of without any specific pattern. It's then you realize that he isn't thinking, he's acting purely on instinct. Astaroth takes a few steps. Your eyes glimmer with hope the demon is being forced back. However, the demon's creditor, Dapper, uses his left hand to cast Morris' right hand. I'm going to use my right hand. Morris' eyes widen. He brings his free hand to block the incoming strike, but at the last second, the demon releases his grip on Morris' right hand and he goes for an uppercut. The boy grunts in pain as the punch knocks him flat on his back. Morris! You run over to your friend. His whole body is shaking from the attack. He's still forcing himself to get back up. Morris, don't! The boy considers a powerful blast of wind that blows you back to the alley where you both came from. Morris! He goes in for the attack once more. The spell drops you on your butt, but you're quick to get back up. From where you're standing, you see Morris punching the demon with a barrage of falling fist. Astaroth just stands there, taking every hit. Here comes my right kick. Morris leaps back. At that moment, you see with your own eyes the demon's powers in action. Morris stands there, staring emptily into the air, letting the demon walk up to him. Morris, step out of it. Too late. Astaroth knees him in the stomach, forcing the boar to his knees. You are a nuisance, mortal. Rensrate said not to kill your kind, but that doesn't mean I can't beat you close to death. You should have just walked away, mortal. The demon picks Morris up by the throat. Morris constantly struggles under the creature's grip, beating and kicking as hard as he can to free himself. No more thinking. Put him down, you walking bulldozer. You cast aside the choices in your head and why it was to help Morris. Astaroth turns their attention to you as you try to tackle them. And as the demon kicks you back, a distraction gives Morris a chance to complete a magic incantation. He grabs hold of the demon's arm and magical circles appear along its limb. The circle explodes with the intensity of a dozen grenades going off. The exorcist's body is sent flying in your direction. You just barely manage to catch your friend before you both tumble further back into the alley. Morris gasps for air. He's trembling all over, even parts of the fur on his face becomes singed by his own magic. Focus on the enemy, you watch his eyes widen as the smoke clears. The demon is still standing and they're on the move. Now, will I break the board first, or you, Kobu? Morris turns to you. I don't have enough power to take him down. We need to run. You pull him by your hand, but he shakes you off. No. We can't get away from his ability consistently. I need you to trust me and get away. I have a plan. What plan? No time to explain. Let's get out of here. Head to the apartment and don't look back. Morris drops a talisman on the ground and a wall of light erupts, blocking the entire alley. Morris! As you touch the wall, it shocks your back. Morris, put this down. You can't beat him. A loud rumble emanates from the skies above. Your jaw drops. Dark clouds collect around, plunging the entire town in darkness. How? The voice swings into a whisper. A monstrous roar vibrates through the air. What was that? No. How is it not working? Ugh. The demon's unsettling cries force you into action. Come on, come on! Reach out your arms, trying to cast open a portal. The portal that forms is far too small for you to enter. It also seems to lead nowhere. You ball your fists and curse your failing magic. No, then a bolt of brilliance strikes you. If you can't bypass the wall, you'll just have to tear it down. Once more, you raise your hand. The wall flickers as you force a portal to open right on the wall of light. The coin-sized portal emerges in the middle of the wall. You concentrate as hard as you can to keep it open, but the wall fights back to maintain its form. Soon cracks form all over the wall, and the wall gives way. Your eyes widen at a towering boar demon before you. Its sheer height forces you to look up in its vicious gaze. It snorts and lets out a guttural growl like a wild beast. Its tusks protrude out like massive daggers that could pierce anything. Weirdly enough, the demon's chest sports a tie. Your eyes follow the new demon's broad shoulders down its long, thick arms. No. You see a body dangling within the hand of the massive demon boar. On the demon's wrist, you see Morris's watch. Your mind reels at the sight of the seemingly lifeless body stabbed in the street, stabbed in the chest by the demon's claws. As the hulking beast moves towards you, the body slides out between its claws. Your breathing turns shallow. Even though your brain screams at you to run, your legs are frozen in fear. The creature stops right in front of you. It watches you, your fearful expression reflected within its big, bright eyes. Morris, it's you, isn't it? It does not respond. The creature leans slightly towards you. You get the feeling that it's trying to understand you. Suddenly, the demon looks up. You turn to where he's looking at, and you spot Lucien. No! A brilliant, bright yellow arrow zooms through the air and strikes the demon boar in the shoulder. Blood gushes out of the wound. The boar roars in anger. Step away from him. Lucien approaches with his bow and arrow drawn. Go back to the underworld, demon. Lucien, wait. The angel doesn't hear you and fires 2 shots at the demon Morris. With a swing of his arm, the arrows are destroyed upon impact. The demon roars loudly once more and leaps off onto a nearby roof. Stay put, beast. Lucien takes aim at the boar's back as Morris makes his escape. No, stop. The angel's shot misses, hitting a corner of the roof the demon is standing on. Demon Morris turns to look at you for a second before running ahead. What are you doing? You can't shoot him. That's Morris. The exorcist? You keep your eyes trained on where Morris is going. The distance between the two of you grows even larger. Pushing the angel aside, you begin your chase for your new transformed companion. Where do you think you're going? Lucien runs up to you and grabs you by the hand. No, you stay. Help the person over there. I need to get to Morris before he does something freaking worse. Oh, you're saying either that is Morris, he's turned into a general-class demon. Don't you see the clouds? I know, okay, but I can't just leave him be. He's not acting like himself. You can't reason with that. He's out of control. I have to try. You pull yourself away from the angel's grasp and run off. Lucien continues to call out for you, but you ignore his pleas. Following the scent of the demon blood, you make haste. Morris, hang on. Meanwhile, Lucien shakes his head as a former demon lord responsible for runs off into the distance. Astaroth, I don't remember him well. I assume he's one of the demons that like to keep to themselves, never making much effort to stand out. The same can't be said about his power, the ability to slow a person down if they ever have a sweat of doubt. I can't believe I used that. I used a staff and mirror that terrifying. Could there be others? I doubt anyone can get work done near that demon. I, for one, am always doubting one thing or another. Here's something new on Jen. Jen, I don't like him. They're literally giving off the evil merchant vibes, just like that Tanuki from that village game. Always selling me property and an exorbitant amount of wings. Can't trust him. That's besides the fact that they are a mythical creature, but what kind? It just doesn't make any sense. This snake may lead me to the bigger organization of wings I have to find out what they're kind of planning. So we have to learn about Astaroth. Absolute madness. Walking over to the unconscious mortal, he mulls over the success rate in getting his promotion. Here I am telling myself, now he'll make the right decision. He's going off to help us maintain the balance of our two worlds, but no, he's running off with a demon exorcist. What do we even call that? A half mortal, half demon, a Dedo, a Momo? Yes, Momo. Why do I care how well it sounds? And obviously what is important doesn't matter anymore. He kneels over the previously possessed person. At least you're breathing, mortal. Checking the person's body, the angel finds no physical wound upon them. It appears that the exorcist simply ripped the demon out of this person, crude but effective. Wake up, mortal. He slaps a person but gets no response. Perhaps there's some mental damage from being ripped apart like that. The angel conjures a single feather in hand. He places it on the person's chest and rests the hands upon the feather. The feather glows brightly. Hey, what's it up to? Ah! You ghost! How dare you try to scare me? It's toast, you scaredy cat. I don't have the time to deal with you now. Go away. Chill, dude. If you're trying to get rid of a body, I can help. No, this person's alive. I'm trying to wake him up. They sure picked a weird place to take a nap. Please stop talking. Why are you even here in the first place? Oh, get this. I was looking for those people in black hoods, and out of nowhere, everything went black. Everything went dark. And I felt that freaking demonic presence. I felt like one of those big shots from the underworld. So I had to make sure. Yes, that Morris did nothing to hide his powers at all. You mean Bacon? He's a demon? I don't know, and you don't need to know. This is a matter for me and Cobra to resolve. You can't help us. Oh, I can't, can I? No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes. Oh, the guy's waking up. The unconscious wolf sits right up. ¿Qué es pasando? ¿Dónde estoy? What is he saying? I don't know his language. He's asking where he is and what's going on. Lucian looks at the ghost perplexed. You understand him? Yeah, Spanish. I grew up with it. Good, then help me translate what I want to say. Not so fast, fancy pants. I'll help, but you promise not to try to exercise me again. Excuse me? That would be violating the very protocols of my job. Disculpe con quien es hablando. Excuse me, who are you talking to? Not my business, and you better hurry up. The man's starting to think you're crazy talking to yourself. Yeah, fine. I'll leave you alone until my job here is done. Deal. Now say this. Perdone no es nada. Solo estoy pasando en mi cabeza como hablar español. It's nothing, sorry. I'm thinking in my head how to speak Spanish. Lucy repeats the line with perfect imitation of the pronunciation. Oh, no te preocupes. Está bien. Dime quién eres? Oh, alright. Who are you? Okay, now say this part with passion. Soy un bailarín loco profesional. Viajo por el mundo encontrando todos polos donde puede bailar con la esperanza de convertirme en un maestro de pole dance. I'm a professional go-go dancer. I travel the world finding every pole I can dance. Lucy repeats the line once more. The motor raises an eyebrow at the angel. Toast bursts into laughter. Well, you said it. You actually said it. What do you make me say, you blasted ghost? Don't worry about it, man. Okay, so what else do you want to say? Finally, the two are able to work together to get the wolf to a police station. Once done, Lucien tries to part way the ghost, but Toast sits on falling to help Kobu. With that unlikely pair head for the former demon lord. To be continued. So that Spanish part where Kobu helped Lucien talk to the man in Spanish, I think I did a little better than I thought I could have. I mean, still kind of butchered the last part, but the first parts of the first Spanish sentences I did pretty okay. Now, I do remember taking Spanish in college, so I do remember some Spanish words, not all of them, but some of them. So apparently, Morris, I guess, is a demon. I mean, his eyes look just like a demon's eyes, and however, he seems like he is not all that sapient. He's kind of wild. I don't know, maybe the vast majority of demons in the underworld like that, or I don't know. But I guess Morris is a demon now. I think what happens is that he absorbed the powers of the demon he was defeating, and apparently that worked in either defeating the demon, or I don't know, maybe the demon still technically exists, but Morris absorbed the demons, the powers of the demon. Maybe he absorbed the demon into him. So you got a dual demon and a dual mortal in Morris, who is now this monstrous demon. Or maybe he killed the demon and the remnants of that demon ended up inside Morris and he turned to the demon. Well, looking forward now, but now that we saw what happened to Morris, I'm definitely looking forward to the next update with Morris. Simply because I want to know more about how he ended up that way and whether they can find him and try to reason with him. Now, he did, as a demon now, it seemed like he did still remember Kobu, and at least try to understand what Kobu was saying. I guess he nodded as a way of affirming what Kobu was trying to tell him. And once Lucien came, he the demon fled to a roof up top. He could have fought Lucien, but he decided to flee. So maybe technically Morris still has control, but the demon part of him is keeping from having full control of him. The remnants of the demon, I guess. I don't know, but it seemed like that Morris, as a demon form now, still try to understand him. Still try to understand Kobu. So this demon Morris, certainly he seems more feral than sapient, but I think the next update of Lucien, excuse me, and the next Morris update, we'll figure out more about what happened, and for that reason, I'm looking forward to the next Morris update. Though they decided to go over another character for a new update. It'll probably be a long time until we get to see Morris again. Maybe late this year, or maybe even early next year. I don't know. So this demon they fought, Asareth, he doesn't seem to be quite as malicious as the demon that they fought in Tosis Root. This demon seems to care a lot about a friend in the demon world, and that he's very stressed out for how he and his friend have been treated in the underworld with the extreme work pressures under Vendrake's rule. So he's doing this for somebody else, and he seemed to really wanted Morris not to be involved in it because he's immortal. Like his gripe is just with Kobu. So he really seemed like he really wanted the Morris to just go away and not get involved in it, because it seems like maybe he's had some care towards mortals in the sense that he doesn't want them involved in demon business. So yeah, so the other demon in the Tosis Root was very malicious and just didn't care. What he cared about was getting Kobu and then having concern for any mortal at all. He just wanted Kobu, and he wanted to keep his job and perhaps keep his privileges in the underworld, and he just didn't have any lack or any regard for any mortals, or he just a maniacal demon. So back in when we were in Morris's office, some strange things happened to Morris. Like something was tugging with him, his fur, and like it was trying to come out. I don't know if that could have had something to do with the way he is now as a demon, and maybe we'll just look at the early stages of it, because in that office scene, something weird was happening to Morris, and I don't know if that has something to do with him being turned into a demon, and that was just early stages. I don't know. There probably might be some things about Morris that he's not telling everyone. I have no idea. But anyway, apparently there's mythical creatures, and that snake is a mythical creature. We don't know a lot about them, but apparently Kobu thought they didn't exist or were extinct, but apparently they do still exist. So I think in the future updates we'll learn more about them. So we're up to date with Morris's Root, and we're up to date with everything in Where the Demon Lurks. We completed what's been made so far of it. I really like this game. I'm looking forward to the future updates, especially with Morris's update, just so I can know what's going to happen with Morris and how he turned to a demon, and if they can find and catch him. and figure out a way to turn back. There seems to be a lot more about Morris that we don't know than with Lucian or Toast. And that's one thing I kind of like about this route. I mean, there's still information, there's still a lot of things about Morris we don't know. About the Essex Club and all that. So, what is anything else I want to say about the game? So, Morris, he seems to be more friendly now. I mean, he's still kind of like the cutthroat and shady businessman, but he does have some nice qualities to him. I think after this update, I consider him to be he's still third, but he's still a lot closer to Lucius number 2, and Toast is my favorite one. He's number 1. So that's really all I have to say for the game for now. Whenever a new update comes out, I'll have a video out for it. All the information for the game is in the description box below. If you play the game itself, you don't have to quit the game. You can just go to these links here. This is for Patreon. This is for itch.io. This is for Twitter. So thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.